Welcome back to the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. This morning we're getting started pretty early. You'll probably be seeing this video a few days, maybe about a week after the first one. It's regarding my wife's new CRV that I picked up the other day. If you haven't checked out the video, check it out. Basically, I had a friend who had a CRV that her daughter crashed, and I went over there, offered her a couple $100 for the CRV, and in her driveway replaced some of the parts and drove it home. So there's a few things that are missing, like the seat belts got locked up, the airbags, the quarter panels busted, the lights, and the front bumper. So I'm gonna head over to the local junkyard, which out here they're not very good junkyards. They don't have much. And look for some of those parts. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's a common vehicle. Hopefully they have some of those parts. If not, there's actually a junkyard that's about to open up soon down south, about 20 minutes. That's gonna be pretty big. So I may just wait till then and just keep driving it around, you know, as long as it has lights and everything. And the seatbelt fits me, just so nobody could ride in the front passenger seat. So we'll see. Hopefully I can find some of those parts. It needs new tires and a new battery as well. So I'm gonna check out Costco. It needs an alignment, so I'll probably just buy the tires and then take them over to my local 𝐵𝐲, who I've had good luck with in the past, and have them do an alignment and mount and balance those tires. Also, one of the rims got destroyed, so when I'm at the junkyard, I'm gonna look and see if they have any rims, maybe tires as well, if they have anything that's actually decent, which is very hit and miss at the junkyard. Tire wise, but we'll check it out. I'm gonna head over there, and if anything happens, you'll get to see it. All right, well, there's one row of Hondas and they're all Civics, so I don't think they have any CRVs out here. Just not, they're just small junkyards. They don't have room for much stuff, so oh well. Funny story though, at this very junkyard one time, they had one of the yard trucks sitting over here, and it looked like a junkyard truck, and I almost pulled some parts off of it, and then I found out it was the actual the yard truck, so I'm glad I didn't. All right, I'm just waiting for the Costco to open up here in a couple minutes to get my tires and my batteries. I'm gonna get the tires again, take them to 𝐵𝐲, and just have them mounted and balanced and get the alignment done. I do advocate getting your batteries at Costco because they have a 3-year warranty and they're just super cheap. So if you have a Costco and if you have a membership, check out their batteries if you ever need one. I was just thinking though, when I went through that junkyard, it reminded me of a funny story. Back in the day, me and my brother decided it would be a wise financial investment to buy a Nissan 𝑥terra that somebody had pulled the engine out of and torn down, and assured us that all the parts were there, and we were going to rebuild it, put it back together, but half the parts were missing. It was just a bad idea. But just countless trips to the junkyard. It was super hard to find. Specifically, the wiring harness was one of the things that was missing for some reason, and so we searched for weeks to find this wiring harness. This story's so funny. And I finally found a wiring harness. I mean, junkyard after junkyard, $2 at a time, looking for this stupid wiring harness. We had pulled a couple that were close, but just didn't fit. And so I found the wiring harness. I knew exactly what needed to be on it, and it was there. And so I spent a long time getting this wiring harness off of the 𝑥terra in a junkyard. It was at the end of this empty row, you know, like the first vehicle in the row. So I'm like, oh cool, I guess they're just filling up this row full of cars. So it gets to the end of the day and I cannot remove, I think it was like the intake manifold to get something, because there was one little screw on the front, and of all things I didn't have, I think it was a screwdriver. I could not get the screw off. I was using pry bars just trying to break it, and I could not get the screw off, and it was a ways from home. So I decided, okay, I'll come back in the morning with the right. I just needed one more tool with the right tool. I'll come back in the morning and get it. And so I went home and I showed up the next morning and they had crushed the car overnight. So apparently they emptied out that whole row because they were crushing them, and they didn't crush it because I was working on it that day. So when I went back the next day, it was gone. So I think I got lucky and found another one in a bigger junkyard in a city that was kind of far away, like in the next couple of days. So I luckily I did eventually get the wiring harness, but that story is just like, it's a little heartbreaking, but cracks me up now that I've fully gotten over it every time I think about it. And it doesn't happen often. Like I said, I was walking through the junkyard. I was thinking back through it in my mind when I was driving over here, and I remembered that story. So yeah, that's a funny one for you. All right, so I just got a battery at Costco. They had tires, but there's a bit of a predicament. I don't know if all Costco's are like this, but mine particularly doesn't do alignments. Since I know I need an alignment, I was just gonna buy the tires there, but then they weren't gonna warranty them unless they mounted them. And so I found some tires online for half the price that were brand new on eBay, which my dad always tells me to buy tires on eBay because he always has and has had good luck. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm just gonna have them. Yeah, you wanna get in? And so, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm bought them online. I'm gonna buy another rim as well for the spare. So I'll just return that spare to the back. And then I'm gonna get an actual camber kit for these tires as well. Although the wear looks okay, you can replace these with adjustable upper control arms, and up front you can get camber bolts. I believe, maybe not. What's the camber adjustment up here actually, now that I think about it? I'm not sure up here how they would adjust the camber. So I'm gonna look at that. I know in the rear I can get a camber kit. Again, the tires wore pretty evenly, so I'm not super concerned, but I figure if I'm gonna get an alignment, I'm just gonna get some camber kits as well. Throw them in there, and then I'll just tow that side out a bit, since I know that the toe's bad on that. It's pulling to the right. Everything looks fine other than that, so I think it's just that tie rod that's pulling it. And yeah, so I'll get those tires mounted and balanced and aligned at the other shop with my eBay tires. That should be pretty good. And it looks like with that, the seat belts, the airbags, it should come out to about $1,000 to do everything to get this car back on the road. If it wasn't for the tires, then it would have been $700, $650, which is what I was anticipating. And then yeah, I need windshield wipers as well. Those are just really old, and the rubbers come off of them, but those are cheap. And silicone blades, that's what we're gonna put on there. Oh yeah, and the new windshield as well, but I'll worry about that a little bit later. That's it. That's the update for today. I'm gonna put the battery in, I'll show you that, and then the next video will probably be putting all the other additional parts I find back together. Yeah, I forgot about this door handle as well, but the lady who sold it to me had a door handle, so she gave it to me, so I'll put that in here in a little bit. I may be able to actually just replace the door handle just with that screw. I might not need to remove the panel here, but we'll see how that goes. Wow. Dusty old thing. All right, I'm gonna go get my battery terminal cleaner, silicone paste, and a felt pad for this. Get this all cleaned up and get the new one in, since I assumed it was probably long gone, and it was. Man, that was tightened down tight. It actually crunched the plastic there. That's not good. But yeah, battery's long gone. Got a new one though. The one thing that bums me out about these Honda batteries is they're so small. I want to have like the assurance of knowing I could leave the lights on for more than 5 minutes without killing it. I know they do all right, but it's just like the idea of having a real small battery in here, but not that big of a deal. All right, well, I've got a bit of organizing to do after the other day. I can't find my actual cleaner, so I've just got this steel wire brush. I'm gonna clean these little terminals up with these. And then man, I went back up there again and forgot my silicone paste. It's like the third time I've been back to the truck and forgot what I went up there for. As I said in another video, it's like there's a phenomenon where they say if you walk through a door, you forget what you were trying to do. Every time I go up in the truck, I forget. Well, I'll clean these up. I'll go get that silicone paste too. Right, I almost forgot again, but I remembered, alas. Here's the silicone paste. All the tools I use are in the description. People often ask about this one's one of the more common ones. It's a jar of silicone paste rather than like a little tube because I use a lot of it. In fact, I use it for like everything. Negative goes on first. Yeah, my wife's excited about this car. In fact, she just told me that she didn't think I was going to be able to fix it up, so she's surprised we actually got it. It shows you how much trust she has in my mechanic abilities. Just kidding. I guess it did look pretty bad, but like I told her, I think it looked a little bit worse than it was. And yeah, if you've had one of these cars, I'm interested to find out about its quirks or its cool things. Tell me about your favorite part of this car in the comments down below. These really don't need to be that tight, just a little bit more than hand tight. In theory, you could just hand tighten these and be fine. Just so they tighten up. There it goes. That's all it takes. Make sure these don't wiggle. That's all you want these wires to be tight enough not to wiggle as well. This should start on its own now. That was the issue I had, obviously, with the dead batteries. I would jump start it, it was fine, but that'll be good for 3 years. It's got a 3-year warranty at least, if I take care of it, you know, a lot longer than that. And we'll get to that door handle now. All right, so it does look like the door handle is just that one screw, and I'll replace this real quick as well. I think there was one other thing I wanted to do, so if I remember, then that'll go in this video, and that'll do it. Alright, hopefully I can connect this cable without having to remove the whole door panel, but may not be able to. I'll pull this one out and see exactly how it's connected. See if it's like that. It should have to go forward and out. Bingo. Yeah, it looks like I'll be able to do it from here. We've got a helper. Hey, Mac.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Be careful. Screwdriver.
Good driver.
Probably not the right bit for this screw, but it worked. Yes, I heard the horn. Yep. Where did this come from? Must have picked it up. Okay. This other screw here for the door lock.
Look, the driver of the car.
The driver of the car.
The driver of the car. Baby, I'm driver of the car.
You're driving the car?
Yeah.
I'm in me mom's car. Okay, out with the old and with the new. This is why every time I get in the car, my blinkers are on. Or something's on.
The car, something's on.
I get in the car and something's on.
Get in the car, something's on.
That's what I said. Why would that be?
I'm happy.
Happy?
Yes, happy.
Good. I'm glad.
Here we go. Look at the horn. no pet. And she's no pie.
What?
What? What?
All right.
This is Daddy's screwdriver.
That is Daddy's screwdriver.
Look, Daddy.
Okay, those are on tight. We'll connect the cable here. I'm gonna swap these out. This one's got a bunch of plastic in it. It's really hard to push in. I don't want to break it. Perfect, just what I needed. Here, that one. And this one worked fine. This wasn't broken. It's this little retaining clip. Probably in theory wouldn't even need it.
Oh, where's the red one?
I've got it. I need it, buddy. And you just push it that way to lock on. I'll give you a better look at that. That's what it looks like. So then we'll put this in. It starts forward and then pushes back. There's one more piece to the puzzle solved. Again, I got this piece for free, so that's good. Okay. This door doesn't want to lock. Oh, maybe because the door's open. Let me see. Watch out, buddy. Okay, yeah, now it locked. It didn't want to lock, which is a good safety feature for the door being opened. So all those work, all the windows worked. I tested yesterday. Bingo. All right, it's a little low on oil, and I am going to do an oil change regardless here in a couple of days, just for good measure. And I do want to look at that timing belt and see if I should replace that, since the previous owner was unaware of the history on that. All right, the other thing I'm doing is lengthening this sway bar here so it doesn't pull so hard to the right. I'll give this one a test drive too, but those tires should be here in about a week, 3 to 5 business days, so probably about a week, and then I'll get the new tires put on and have it aligned anyways. And then I'm going to still check on that camber kit. For the rear, I know I can get a camber kit. I need to figure out how to adjust the camber up here, if it's adjustable, where that's done at. If not, then no big deal. All right, man, that's such a new tie rod that it's really hard to turn, but that's probably good enough for now. I'll drive it and see if it wants to pull or not. And that'll do it for this video. This is the Roadside Rescue channel. This is the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. I'm Ernest. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next episode.